Hello and bienvenidos to this ultimate travel guide on how to not get scammed in Latin America. It all starts with your luggage. It determines how safe you feel on the road and in your general thoughts. There is nothing worse than having the feeling that your valuables could be stolen or cheated at any moment, or that your bank card isn't working properly. So here are my personal experiences that helped me to go safely through my vacations.
Here are my most important items to travel safe. 1 fake cell phone, 1 fake wallet, 1 money belt, 1 to 2 shorts with lockable pockets, 1 to 2 long pants with lockable pockets, 1 jacket with lockable pockets, 3 times travel prepaid card of which at least 1 Master and 1 Visa card. But please carry only 1 card with you in your wallet and the other 2 in a safe space. Physical and digital copies and backups of all important documents. It is not only important to have a good material suitcase and things, but also a small lock. This can be one with a code or one with a key. Preferably 2 more as a spare. It is also important to label your suitcase with your name and address. Follow for more tips. It may sound logical to you, but in reality it's not that simple. It happens even to the locals. Anyone who is not careful and makes their valuables easily accessible for theft, such as next to a busy park, is like giving away papaya. That's why the phrase "no dar papaya" is very common in Latin America. Suddenly someone grabs your cell phone or camera from an ambush and the thief is gone. Therefore, in my opinion, there are certain positions to keep and places where you are safe. Always hold your phone with 2 hands and keep an eye on your surroundings. No matter how safe you feel, if you take your cell phone or wallet out of your pocket, it is best to do so inside a safe space or outside where there are few or no people around. It is popular with thieves to pour liquid in unsuspecting tourists. The helpful person will of course immediately offer to clean up the mess while trying to steal your bag thanks to the distraction. Immediately refuse the supposed help and avoid having your things touched. The metro is probably the safest means of transportation. For example, in Colombia, in the city of Medellin, is even one of the cleanest in Latin America. In addition, you can travel to almost all interesting places and get very cheap tickets. Normally the prices for motorcycles are reasonable and most riders are honest. Nonetheless, and safety-wise, if you want to hurt yourself fast and hard, then a motorcycle is highly not disappoint you. I don't recommend it at all, even if you don't ride yourself in traffic. For example, the Dominican Republic has one of the highest accident rates with motorcycles. Not least because a helmet is a foreign concept in the Dominican Republic. Apart from the fact that you are most likely to get robbed in a bus, it is a safe place, means of transportation itself. We are talking here about picking pocket theft among passengers. However, there can also be cases, such as on night buses, where criminal gangs stop the bus or rob it during bus stops. I would proceed as follows. Always keep your hand luggage close to your body, even at rest stops. All valuables should be stowed in there. In addition, protect your hand luggage with a lock. Protect the suitcase, which is stowed on a coach, with a lock as well. Also take a photo of your luggage in the stowage compartment and your physical bus ticket as proof before departure. Sometimes counters at bus terminals do not have a price list. Therefore, to find out the correct price, it is best to send a local person ahead to ask. Uber and similar providers are currently officially illegal in most Latin countries, but are still very common because they are cheaper than taxis. About the safetiness, it's pretty much like in a taxi, but again, officially not legal. So in case of scam, you may not have police by your side. Only get into official taxi with a taxi number and a driver with an official license. In particular, Do not reveal your country of origin, your destination, or other personal details in the taxi, as this can be used against you for fraud or, in the worst case, kidnapping. It's recommendable to ride in a taxi with a taximeter. In fact, there are places where there are only fixed prices. In the taxi there is a night fee and at weekends. Usually should not be more than $1 and must always be clarified before departure. Taxi transfers from the airport or bus terminal are usually fixed prices and must be clarified in advance. Of course, you can also rent a vehicle, but I would personally advise against it. The traffic conditions in Latin America are quite chaotic and only for experienced drivers. There are also rental companies that include hidden additional costs in their contracts. For example, for the deposit or any damage to the vehicle. Be carefully what contract you sign. ATMs sometimes do not release withdrawal money. Therefore, always check in your bank app to see if a transfer has been made. Always withdraw larger amount of cash to avoid commission, usually 1.75%. Do not use the public ATMs as in shopping centers. It seems that it's cheaper to use ATMs in banks, for example. Pay your spendings always by card if possible, although there are costs involved, especially in restaurants. Reject the exchange rate at ATMs and make sure you get a travel bank card where the fees are low. I recommend a prepaid card. Accordingly, you will have a good overview of your finances. Choose also a bank where you can withdraw a high amount of money. If there are enough and good reviews, Airbnbs are usually trustworthy accommodations with a good price. But be careful with the landlords because sometimes they write you out of the Airbnb chat by WhatsApp, for example, to ask if you want to pay per cash for a better price. They do this trick so they don't have to pay fees or taxes. But it is completely non-transparent. Cash payments cannot be proven. Hostels are usually more cheap than hotels and have usually good quality. And some of them also have shared kitchens. But please never leave your food there in a shared fridge. You can be sure other traveler guests will steal your food without evidence. Always ask for a receipt in hotels and hostels. Also take a photo of it as a backup. Take pictures of items like keys so they can't say at the end that they gave you something you never got. Ask other guests how much they pay for their room to figure out the actual price. Take a photo of the price list before you check in so they can't come afterwards for a higher price. Test hot water pillow, blanket and toilet before you check in. Avoid dormitories because it is quicker and easier to steal there. In restaurants they add a tip as standard without asking. Watch out for VAT. There are lies like the Ministry of Tourism stating restaurants that do not include the fees in the price but only have them in small print and state that they will be charged in addition should be avoided. Keep the original menu card always by your table. Only eat in restaurants with a price list and pay cash if possible, as some restaurants charge extra because they have to pay extra for a card machine. Only where it's not so touristy. In tourist places there are often so-called coffee trips, where the aim is only to end up in a store to sell something instead of seeing the actual tourist attraction. It is therefore essential to book something with official travel agencies or to obtain information locally and on the internet. Unfortunately, you can only find out by doing good research. It also often helps to ask local people. Try to avoid boats, enclosed spaces or other places where you are an easy victim. You are safe where there are tourists. But again, pickpocketing is more common there. As tempting as the nightlife is, it also entails many service risks. There are various tactics that people in particular use. The quick pocket grab when you are usually walking past a group, the person pretends to approach you and flirt with you. In doing so, the person comes closer and tries to reach into your pockets. The same thing can also happen in a club. Therefore, it is absolutely necessary to have lockable trouser aka tight pockets. Don't trust anyone when money is involved, even if the person has the nicest smile. Believe me, I've fallen for it more than once. Trust is good, control is better. Always ask how much it costs before you consume. Before crossing the border, always check your suitcase to see if anyone has smuggled drugs in. Make a note of your expenses as often as you can and how much common products cost. Always ask for a receipt where possible. Never let your cell phone and passport out of your hands and control. These are your most important items when traveling. Be sure to take out flying protection insurance that will reimburse all costs because you will practically never receive a full refund from the airline, and if at all, it will take forever. Don't trust stuff to make undeclared work for you. For example, laundry in hotel. The likelihood of them cheating on you is high, as you will have nothing official and no proof. But also be careful in official laundries where they want to charge you in pieces and not per kilogram. Never enter a room where you are not in control, even if the people appear trustworthy. Never let your luggage out of your hands and control while you are in public. Always have some cash with you that you can give, because thieves hate it when they rob you without taking anything. It's better to lose some cash than your credit cards or cell phone or getting physical damage. Avoid walking around with your suitcase, otherwise you will be easy prey for thieves. Always use VPN in public Wi-Fi. Digital scamming is just as bad, if not worse than local scam. Listen to your gut feeling. Don't do anything stupid and stay where other tourists are. But don't be too scared and cautious. Traveling is an opportunity to experience new cultures and people. There is always a certain amount of risk involved. Wish you good traveling, stay safe, and follow for more tips.